Hey everybody, it's DK, and we're looking in the back of one of these Cordovox power amps. This is model CXA, Charlie X-Ray Alpha. Looks like we got two 12-inch speakers. Code is 2857233. So Rolla speakers from 1972, I believe. So there you go. And they have all this acoustical padding on here, and it's a well-made cabinet. I mean, they braced it good and everything. Potential to sound pretty good and potentially get pretty loud. I think these are pretty efficient. I like that big giant filter cap they decided to mount under there. I think that actually feeds our amp here, and I'm like, oh, I better take a picture or mark it so I know which wires go where. But dude wrote blue right on the side of the capacitor. Bet you put the blue wire. So factory dude was nice enough to take care of me. There were some other versions of this. I think it was a CXA or whatever that had like a 15 and a 6x9, and then like two 4-inchers or something. That ain't this one. So there's our solid state amp up there. Might as well pull that out and take a look at it. Why don't we open the other cabinet and look at the organ guts just for the hell of it. Okay, so this front panel lays down, and here's all your organ guts galore. Looks like we got these bays of a couple bajillion resistors. Got some ICs down there at the end. And got a big line of capacitors back here. And a whole big line of transistors. So, for what that's worth. Alright. And over here, looks like they used pretty good quality stuff. I know on the tube one they did. And looks fairly modular. Then we get to this part. There's our reverb tank. That's going to need a little bit of a cleaning. She's been sitting in a garage and starting to turn into a chia pet. It's not as bad as it looks. And then up there we got our preamp board, which is hard to see unless I shine a light on it. I don't have the light on me, but that's our input circuits are up there. And I don't know, it looks like there might have been a replacement cap there, I can't tell. But we do have a date code inside here. March 25th, 1974. That's when this tone gen was made, 74, so this is a little bit later one. It's weird that they put the, I don't know what's up with the aluminum foil. I don't know, maybe is that stock? One of these, the reverb is awfully noisy, and I know I've had before where you get corrosion and crap on the reverb connectors and then all they do is make noise. But that preamp board doesn't look too monstrous. But yeah, there's all our organ guts. Okay, well, in an effort to keep industrious and keep making progress on this Cordovox, I found the one that still had the 2-prong cord and seemed to be working a little better, a little quieter, a little less hum. And pull it out and see what we got. Well, we got a lot of dirt. We got some doodlings on the top of a few of these capacitors. And I find it interesting that the one that was underneath is this big mamma jamma. It's 2500 microfarad 40 volt. That's pretty big, huh? checks out that it is a non-polar cap. Maybe that's why it's so big, because that would be two of them duct taped together back to back. So the driver boards or supporting circuits are on this, and that's fine. Got some big old resistors. We've got our couple of our transistors there logoed. That's kind of nice. I think it's interesting that they have socket cards on those. But I am not the first monkey in this jungle. And I began to get some clues at that the moment I took the back off and took a look. So let's give you a little bit of light. Maybe you can see what I see. Alright, so our power transistors over here, we have RCA 2N4, I'm sorry, yeah, 2N4348. 2N, it's rubbed off, but 2N something 348. So yeah, that's the number there. And then we come over to this side, and we have something completely different, which I'm sure these are probably not the originals. There's something, it looks like a delta that says 992020432. So, yep. And then the other one is a Motorola MJ2901. 7239. So, I don't know which of these are original and which ones aren't, but I ain't the first monkey in this jungle. Let's put it that way. And the other clue that I am not the first monkey in this jungle is underneath. And I'm tempted to not really screw with this too much because it was relatively working. All right, take a look at that solder work on those big filter caps. Does that look factory to you? I would say the insulation being melted back on the wires and the soldering to the chassis done oh so beautiful indicates replacement, as well as the big poofy blackened smoke here, probably from one of these diodes that went kablooey. So I'm gonna guess this either maybe had a selenium rectifier that went kablooey or something, and it's been replaced by diodes or something. But yeah, I ain't the first boy in this thing. Yeah, fun. So let's see, how old are these caps? See if we can maybe pick a date code. My luck, they probably just, you know, this thing had 1970 caps, and then when they blew up, the guy went and just bought 1970 caps at the new old stock parts store. Let's see, this says 3000 mic 50 volt 4-90 1013 7448. Okay, and then this says this is 1000 microfarad 40 volt, and that says 1887613. These don't look to be physically leaking, and like this is a double. This is a 1040 and a 3030 allegedly. This is a 3050. So somebody came along and changed those. So maybe that's to our benefit. They're not as dinosaur-y as the ones that were in there. Our transistors are all socketed. Our board here is socketed, and this was the outer chassis on this had the handles busted up a little bit more, but if I recall, despite being the two-prong cord amp, this was the quieter one of them. So I may just clean the dust off of it and plug it back in and cook it for a while and see if it decides to fry bacon, or if that was just the sound of the preamp. I know it's probably not as thrilling as me deciding to completely overhaul this and get all of the majestics of an original Cordovox back together, but I'm just looking to get it working as a powered speaker, and then we can, you know, manifest some kind of interface that we can plug things into, you know, because that's what this is. This is just a power amp. It's expecting a preamped input to it, and you can hook that up and it'll pretty much amp whatever you feed it. So alright, okay, so it's stuck back in there and plugged in. I haven't put the screws in or anything, but that's our power amp on. And like I say, it's dirty. I gotta wipe the dirt off of it, but this one, it's obviously been recapped. It's really not humming. The preamp circuit liked to hum, but this doesn't hum. And I wish the on light worked better, but that's, who cares. But I mean, we're on, and there's a lot of gain in that. So this works. I mean, I know we can tell something fried, and that somebody's been in here playing around, but it looks like they, you know, did a okay job. So I don't know what's stopping me from, you know what, I actually have something that might really work cool with this. Let me see. Let me go look. I'll be back. Okay, I don't know why I thought of this, but I did. This head thing is a Gaiatone FR3000V. It's a spring reverb head unit, and it has a master volume. And that master volume is your dry guitar sound plus the reverb. So it's got a preamp in it. The treble and bass controls, I think, only affect what's actually going into the reverb, if I remember right. But this thing does have the preamp thing in it, so I suppose we could actually use it to make some noise on this speaker. And then at that point, I guess I could just, you know, clean up the speaker a little bit and make it look appropriate, make it look presentable, and it would be useful at that point. Let's go get the guitar. Okay, so this is just a proof of concept, because this master volume does work. It'll take my signal from nothing, and then I can turn it up and play. And granted, I'm listening to this cabinet with a back off of it, so I got cancellations and the treble and bass really seems to affect what's going into the reverb signal so much, more than it does the warm output signal. But like, level is how hard you drive the spring, and then reverb volume is like how much you're listening back. So we're driving the springs very, very hard. We'll just drive them a little bit and listen to them a little bit, and then we can turn it up. So it's kind of like what I expected. It's just a big warm 212 sound that's, you know, dry. We could probably put some more gain in there and get some more volume out of it cleanly, but this head unit in itself does provide enough drive to generally, I mean, that would get you by most times. and you can always, you know, put something else in front of it. So as a proof of concept, I suppose cleaning this speaker up and making it look as good as possible really would not be a total waste, and considering that it's been recapped at one point or another and the filter caps are not humming at all, that's another good thing. Yeah, the transistors don't match. Yeah, the soldering is janky. Yeah, they melted some wires on the underside there, but it's working. So if it ain't broke, I really don't want to fix it. Let's just plug the guitar straight into this and see how loud it is, if this is actually sucking volume away or adding to it. Yeah, so we definitely have a preamp circuit up there, because this sounds low volume and underwater, like this. So we definitely need a preamp circuit that's got a decent amount of gain. And this actually isn't half bad. This is actually a tube drive head. It's got what, a 6K6, a 12AT7 and a 12AX7 in it. But okay, so proof of concept, our Cordovox amp number 1, which was the quieter one of the two. Obviously we got all kinds of janky noise out of the organ tone generators and all that stuff, but by itself this standalone powered speaker thing seems to work acceptably well. So, you know, considering I have doodly squat invested in these, cleaning this up and making it into a powered speaker and then like making some preamp project for it doesn't seem too pie in the sky. So anyway, that's our update on our Cordovox project. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.